This is an NCBI Labs Talking Technology podcast clip. We'll come to you, I guess, next show, because you have been testing out a smart air fryer nonetheless. Everybody's been getting these air fryers for Christmas, but you got a smart one. Tell us about this little thing.
That's right, David. With the popularity of air fryers in the last few months, I suppose with the cost of living and things like that, people have been buying them. You know, they're cheaper to use in an oven, they're quicker, they're neat and tidy. They don't take up a lot of space. So we went in a search to find some accessible ones, and I was testing two of them. So the smart one that I'm testing is called Cosori. It wouldn't be a popular brand over here. It'd be more popular in Australia and America. Actually, you can't even get it in any high street shops over here. You'd have to buy it off Amazon. But Cosori, it's Cosori, if I'm correct. The one we purchased, it's a 5.5 litre smart air fryer. The 5.5 means the capacity of the air fryer. So that means you'd fit in up to a small chicken, I suppose. It'd fit in 4 or 5 servings of chips, that kind of size, you know. So yeah, it's a great device, and it's about, well, the size of it is about half the size of a microwave, just a tiny bit taller, but half the width of most microwaves. And it's sitting here on my counter.
Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning, because as you know, it's a very good place to start, Joe. What was it like when you took it out of the box? What was the kind of first impression? What did it actually require in terms of setup?
Yeah, well, I took it out of the box, and I was worried did it have a European plug on it, but I had a normal, an Irish English plug on it, so that was fine, and I plugged it in. But then I realised I had a touch screen. So touchscreen, I read up first that I actually knew it had a touchscreen, but I was wondering how will I access this. So I did need sighted assistance to set it up, because there's a Wi-Fi button you have to press. I suppose I could have used Be My Eyes, but I had some assistance with me at the time, which I was lucky. You have to press the Wi-Fi button. Once you have it in Wi-Fi mode, you download the VSync app. I think it's just VSync, SYNC, something like VSync. You get that in the App Store, iOS or Android, and then you have to sign up. The sign-up process is really easy. It's just an email and a password and your name and phone number, as far as I remember. So the sign-up was just as easy as any other app, and then you set it up like most other, after you press the Wi-Fi button on the touchscreen itself, you set it up like most other smart devices. You have to link the Wi-Fi to the device and link the Wi-Fi to your phone, and then they both link together, and you give your air fryer a name. So I just called mine Cosori Smart Air Fryer. It was something similar to the name it had already, but I took out the extra digits just in case I could connect it to a smart speaker, which didn't happen. But yeah, so the app itself, after the connection was successful, the app itself worked very well. But saying that, just before I move on to that, it was a little bit difficult to set up, because the name of the actual air fryer didn't appear in the list. There was a list of 5 or 6 other Cosoris, but then I had to type in a search box the exact name that was on the box. So if you aren't able to read that, you would also need a little hand with that and set up. So it's good to have assistance, if possible, to set this up when you're starting off.
And now that you have it, I guess, in a setup state, how accessible is it? Do you need sighted assistance with anything with it day to day, or is it fairly accessible kind of once it's set up for the first time?
No, once it's set up for the first time, personally, I don't need any sighted assistance. And once I discovered the actual way the air fryer works and stuff like that, I was fine. So basically, it's, as I said, it's like a tall square box with a drawer down the bottom. So the drawer at the bottom, you have to push a button forward and then pull it out like that. And that's me pulling out the drawer, and then you push it back in. And when you hear it clicking, it's locked again.
When you're in the app, then what options do you have once it's set up?
Yeah, so will I open up the app and see, can we hear anything through my headset? If you can't hear it, just let me know and we'll...
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Page 7 of 7.
Like,
adjustable.
So I have it on the 7th page of my phone. So I'm going to flick left and see can I find the app.
Good Maps Outdoors. Missing.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to flick right now. I'm in the app, so I'm going to flick right onto here, Cosori Air Fryer.
Inbox 13 and add devices. Device. My devices. Kitchen. Manage. Cosori Smart Air Fryer. Back. Button.
Now, once you enter on the Cosori Air Fryer, you might have heard that me double tapping into it. It actually has a list of recipes, which I don't really use, but I've read a few of them, and they're basic enough. They're more 4 or 5 step recipes, and then you get instructions of how to what to do with the air fryer, and you have a start cooking button. But
usually, are you saying you're beyond those basic recipes there, Joe?
I'm way beyond that now at this stage, David. No, I wish. No, but really, I'm very basic chef, so I keep it simple. Chips, steak, part baked bread, that kind of stuff I do in this.
What's your Michelin star item now, Joe, for your new air fryer?
Well, yeah, so when you're vision impaired, I suppose doing sausages and rashers and pudding, stuff like that is very difficult on a frying pan. So that's my Michelin star, the breakfast, I suppose.
Fair enough.
Awesome. Full Irish. So they come out really well in an air fryer, I find. Sometimes even better than they would on a pan. So you don't have to. That's another thing about having air fryers. To me, I find them a very safe device. I'm not giving, we'll say, health and safety advice here, but compared to frying, it's a lot safer. You can put the stuff in the drawer. I'll call it a basket or a drawer, and then you shove it in and start cooking. So I'll just give an example of how to start the device up. So down the bottom right, I'll read some of the headings of the actual recipes that are available. Then I'll move to the bottom right where the start cooking button is.
Bacon wrapped stuffed gelatinous. Prosciutto wrapped asparagus. Bacon wrapped shrimp. Appetizers. Breakfast. Ginger blueberry scones. Baked potted egg. Button.
So there's some of the examples of the recipes that they give you. But now I'm going to move to the right and see can I find the start cooking button.
Strawberry cream scone. Start cooking. Button.
Start cooking button. And I'm going to double tap on that.
Start cooking. Back. Button. 15 minutes. Picker item. Adjustable.
Now, so you see here we have different options like the time, so 15 minutes.
175 degrees C. Picker item. Adjustable.
Here's our temperature.
Time.
And I'm going to go up here and see what kind of options I have for the basic foods like, we'll say seafood and steak and things like that.
Temperature. Preheat. French fries. Button. Desserts. Frozen food.
So we'll go
bread.
down to French fries.
French fries.
I'm going to double tap there.
Selected. French fries.
And then all I have to do now is start cooking. We'll see what kind of temperature and time they recommend.
Preheat. Switch button. Temperature. Time. 195 degrees C. Picker. 25 minutes. Picker item. Adjustable. 25 of 60.
If I wanted to go a little bit longer or shorter, I just have to flick up and down with one finger. That's how I change these settings.
And does that? I was going to ask there. Does that changes in increments of 1 minute? Then does it?
That's right, exactly. So I can go back down. We'll say I'll just put it back down to 25.
25 minutes. 25 of 60.
And same with the temperature.
200 degrees C. 26 of 27.
That went in increments of 5 degrees. So I'm going to flick to the right so you can find the start cooking button now.
25 minutes. Cook now. Button.
Cook now, it's actually called. So I'm double tap there. And I'll go beside the air fryer and see will you hear it coming on.
Button.
Now you may or may not hear that coming on, but it sounds like a fan. A fairly loud fan coming on.
We can kind of hear that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's it coming on. And then if you pull the drawer out, at any stage, the air fryer will stop and you can give your chips or fries a shake and then you can just push it back in and it'll start again. And that's it. You wait your 20-25 minutes and your French fries are done. This one is probably for homemade French fries, but the ones you buy the skinny ones you buy in the shop, they only actually take 10 minutes. You kind of learn these things from experience. So
yeah,
that's an idea of.
And does it give you a beep when it's done, Joe, to indicate that it's done or let you know?
Actually, that's another good question. You actually get a notification on your phone. It says VSync sends you a notification. It says your food is ready. Enjoy. A little notification, which is nice. So
that's nice.
So that pops up as well as a kind of a beep from the device itself.
Okay, good to know. So you enjoy it, like, yeah?
I enjoy it. Yeah, I actually really think it's a great. It's a great device in the kitchen, and it's kind of replaced my oven, really. So I don't use the oven as much, and I suppose that's the whole point of people getting one of these devices, is to save money, and I suppose it cooks food better because it's like basically it's a small convection oven.
Thanks for listening to this NCBI Labs Talking Technology clip. For more just like this one, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. There you can also find loads of full podcast episodes. They're also available on your podcast app of choice or in the NCBI Smart Hub.